So in this video, we're going to be talking about the most efficient and easiest ways that you can get your full Atlas completion. You can get 115 out of 115. I just finished it myself here recently, decided to go through and get it all done. You can do this either for the Kirac's Vault Pass because you're wanting your nice Tools Breachstone or your MTX that you can get through here, or you may just want to, get your nice finished Atlas tree with all of your different points so that you can get your map farming up to par. Now, regardless of how you want to do this, there is a couple ways that is going to make this significantly faster and significantly easier. Now, before we begin, we need to talk about something called natural map tiers. It's important that you understand this because I'm going to be using the term a lot in this video. So if we take out all of these void stones and we look at the Atlas as it is without any of them in, you'll notice that the maps have specific tiers. We look at Coral Ruins here, you'll see that it is a tier 7 map. This is its natural tier, the tier that it starts at before you have any void stones. So if we put one void stone in, Coral Ruins is going to go to 10. If we put another void stone in, it's going to go up to tier 14. Another void stone in, it'll go up to tier 16, and so on and so forth. So keep in mind that it's very important that you check the natural map tier for a lot of the stuff I'm going to be talking about in a few minutes. So if you know me and my content and you're familiar with it, you know what the first thing that I'm going to say is, and that is that PoE is a capitalism simulator. To be able to get what you want in this game, you need to flex your capitalism. And to do that, we are going to be using the trade website. This is by far going to be the easiest method to get all of your completion done without question. Now, if you are in SSF or you are worrying about other things, I will talk about that in a few moments, but this is by far the most important thing that you need to know. There are a couple things, however, that will make this experience significantly easier. Probably one of the biggest complaints I get from people when they have to interact with the trade website is going to be, but Big Ducks, I message like 40 people and no one responds. I go into the search, Dunes map, and I want to buy a Dunes map from somebody. I try to search it and like all these come up, you whisper them, no one responds, nothing ever happens. That's not the best way to go about it. You need to understand that in this game, when you're trading with people, you need to give yourself the best possible chance for someone to respond. And the way that you do that is by making it worth their time. On average, if you try to message someone that has probably a couple hundred chaos, right? And you want to trade them for one little measly chaos, they have to exit their map, interact with you, wait 30 seconds for you to load in their map, go find the item, trade it to you, and go back into their map. That is not worth their time most of the time, especially as we get later into the league. People don't want to make one chaos trades. So what you need to do is you need to use the bulk item exchange here. You're going to go over to the right and click items I have as chaos. This is the standard currency for trading. You're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom here and you're going to look at this map section. Now, say that you need some like tier 5 maps or something, right? You've got a bunch here that you need. So you're going to go into the game. You're going to type up at the top here, tier 5. You can do this for 6, 7, 8, all of them, right? Tier 5. Say we need 6 of these different maps, yeah? Some random ones, it doesn't matter what they are, but you write all the ones that you need down, or if you have a second monitor, just do this on your second monitor. You're gonna go in here to your tier 5 maps and say you need like these 5 maps, right? You'll highlight all of them, go down to the bottom, hit group by seller, yes, minimum stock 1, and then you're going to hit search. And what you'll notice is that now every single one of these maps all together, you're going to find people that have all of these maps, and you're going to be able to buy all of them from one person. So we'll look here and say we'll talk to this guy here. So contact, we're going to buy one map of each of these, and it will calculate how much that you need to pay them. We only want to buy one of those. So down here at the bottom, it'll show you 10 Chaos Orbs. You bought all 5 of the maps, you hit Direct Whisper, and you will hopefully get a response. Now, I would say for most maps, to make it worth their time, it's going to have to be at least a 5 to 10 Chaos trade. More is always better because someone is going to see, oh, this person wants to trade me for 50 Chaos. Yeah, I'll probably do that. However, when it comes to maps, you probably don't want to highlight every single map that you need to buy, because I don't know that someone is going to be willing to go and dig through like 40 different maps to trade with you, even if they are getting like 80 to 100 chaos out of it. I don't know that someone is going to be willing to do that because that doesn't sound very fun. So try to make it worth their time. Maybe do an entire tier at one time, get at least a 5 to 10 chaos trade going, and you'll have a significantly easier time getting these people to respond. Now, there is one other thing to talk about here, and that is going to be unique maps. Probably the hardest part of this whole section is going to be getting the unique maps that you need. You're probably going to have to buy these at the end of the day, so just be aware that some of these can get expensive. All the way up to around 40 chaos for some of these maps. So I'll show you some ways that you can potentially overcome that, but just understand trading is by far the best way to do this. The easiest, the fastest, Honestly, even with all of the other sections and all the other information, I suggest that you just go farm some currency and buy them this way anyways. It's just going to be faster. If you're enjoying this video or it ends up helping you out, consider supporting me and my content by giving this video a like and subscribing down to the YouTube channel to stay up to date with all the latest videos. Now, for all of you that are either in SSF, or maybe you don't have a lot of liquid currency, or you just want to be stubborn and you don't want to go trade for all of your maps, there are a couple other methods. Now, we'll talk about the first one. However, I don't think this is the most efficient, but this is the original way that you would trade to some different maps, and that's going to be through Orbs of Horizon. Now, if you read this item, it says reforges a map item as another of the same tier. However, it does work in a very specific way. This can only reforge a map into a natural tiered map. You remember I explained previously what a natural tiered map is. So if you're looking to get a, say, canyon map, and you're looking to Horizon Orb into this, the base map that you are rolling, it doesn't matter if it's a natural tier map or not for the base, it just has to be a tier 7 map. So you can't, if you have all of your watchstones in and you're trying to roll a canyon map and it shows, oh, it's tier 16, so I'm going to just, re-roll tier 16 maps until I get it with the Orb of Horizon, that's not going to work. You can only do it with natural tiered maps. It has to be a tier 7. Just keep that in mind with the Orb of Horizon. They are nice. They do work on other things, like you can use it on like Shaper Guardian maps to swap it to different maps, all that good stuff, but it only works on natural tier maps. Now, what is probably a significantly better way to go about getting your map completion is going to be Kirac. Now, Kirac has a couple different things that are going to be pretty important here. First, he does have an inventory of maps that you can purchase. So you can go through here, you can hold Alt, and if you hold Alt and you have your advanced text activated, you'll see that it says Atlas map complete, bonus objective complete. Now, if you don't have this completed, it will say incomplete in red. So you can surf through here real quick, see if there's any maps that you haven't completed, buy those as you need them, and if you ever do a Atlas mission from Kirac, and if you do one of these missions, it will refresh his inventory. So the idea here is you're going to be utilizing Kirac missions as well as his inventory to get as many of the maps completed as you can. Now, there is a caveat here that you do need to be careful of when you're looking at these missions. If you look through these missions, you'll notice that the maps are rolled in various ways, right? You notice that some of them are corrupted and some of them aren't. So if we go and we look at the different maps that we've got here and say that we look at like the City Square map. Now, if we go to our Atlas and we look at City Square, you'll notice that City Square is a white map. It only requires you to kill the boss of a magic or higher version of this map to be able to get the bonus. So the idea here is that typically, when you're wanting to get a bonus from a red map, it needs to be a corrupted rare version of the map. However, this map in its natural tier is low enough that it only needs to be magic. So you could run this mission and be able to get the bonus without it having to be corrupted or anything else. So just double check before you run it, because you can mess yourself up a little bit. You can, do a whole mission, run through the map and not actually get the bonus for it. We can take this one step further. Besides just doing Kirac missions randomly and, buying his inventory items, there are these things called scouting reports. And there's going to be 3 that we're mainly going to be talking about. That's going to be Explorers, Vol, and Singular. Now, talking about the Explorer scouting reports, what this does is it rerolls all of his Atlas missions and gives you uncompleted maps where possible. Now, keep in mind, uncompleted means that you have not completed the map at all. It means it's grayed out on your Atlas. This is important because if you have, say, just done a map, but you haven't done the bonus for it, it's not going to show up when you do these uncompleted scouting missions. So if you remember, I said previously to be careful not to do maybe it's like a natural red tier map that shows up in a mission, but it's not corrupted. It's no longer going to show up through these Explorer scouting reports until you get like basically everything completed. So it might make your life a little bit more difficult if you don't do the bonus and the base map at the same time. Now, you can use these. It's going to refresh all of the maps that are in Kirac's missions, and you can look through. Some of them will be corrupted, some of them won't. Just make sure to double check. Now, if you've gotten to the point where you've kind of exhausted all of the maps that you can do here, and you're not getting corrupted maps anymore, and you really need them to be corrupted to finish the last couple ones that you need, you are able to use these Vol scouting reports. If you use a Vol scouting report, all of the different ones, oh, wow, I actually got an altered distant memory, and I need that one. But if you go through here and you look, all of them are going to be corrupted, right? So every single one of these maps is going to be corrupted, and you will be able to guaranteed get your bonus for it. So you can keep doing these missions, get all of the maps that you need. You will have to use a lot of these corrupted ones and just find the map that you need to finish, because these aren't going to be uncompleted maps. They're just going to be a bunch of random ones. Now, the last thing is going to be unique maps. Now, particularly, there are these singular scouting reports that you can see that do give you at least one unique map. So when you use one of these, it will show up a random unique map. Now, unique maps can get pretty expensive, especially because people are trying to complete their atlases, and these are significantly more rare than the other ones. However, you can use these to try to get the unique unique maps that you're looking for. Of course, if you get a unique map that you don't need, double check the ones that are in the list as well, just to make sure that you're not wasting anything. So by utilizing these 3 different kinds of scouting reports, you will have a significantly easier time completing your atlas. Now, beyond that, if we look at our actual atlas tree here, there is this section in the middle for Kirac. Now, what this does is it gives you some extra access to some Kirac missions, as well as some more atlas scouting reports that can drop in your maps. If you are an SSF or you don't have a lot of currency, you can spec into these nodes very early to help you get some easy completion and then move them out later on. I would also, of course, suggest that you do get some of the general shaping the skies, seas, mountain and such nodes to get you more map drops in general. However, these nodes can be very powerful in the early portions of your completion. And that is going to be it for the video. Hopefully this was able to help you out and you can get your nice shiny MTX if you got the Kirac's Vault Pass, or your random Breachstone as I got the tools Breachstone because I didn't buy the pass, or just finish out your Atlas tree. So remember, boys, if you're enjoying this content, make sure to give this video a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest videos, and stay safe out there in raid class, and I'll see you guys in the next video.